Welcome back everyone for another Halloween Horror Nights update. We are redoing our intro because today took a complete turn halfway through. It is kind of nighttime right now and we got to see some of the food booths lit up, which was awesome. So there are some updates we want to go over today, and we are also saying goodbye to Rip Ride Rockit as tomorrow is the last ride available, and unfortunately we're not going to be here for that. We're talking about a few other things also. We have Nicole with us here today, so she is here for her first update video. We have other content coming out with her that isn't update oriented, but today is her first time being here. Also, yeah, I messed my finger up in this video. It's a crazy one. If you guys don't mind, please consider subscribing to the channel. At this point, we're kind of aiming for 8K. We hit our 7K goal at this point, and we're like 7,400. So like, let's just see where we can get by opening night. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel. We're gonna go get inside, kind of, or start the video, at least, from this point. Here's the line to get in. It's not as bad as it was yesterday. I'll insert a clip of yesterday's line. We were like way over the bridge. So you come in through the arches. Last time you went through one of the sound stages, but look at this. Holy cow. And it still goes over the bridge all the way back. It's up to Voodoo. It's actually beyond Voodoo, which is just crazy. So I know a lot of you guys were mentioning your concerns about the hub situation that's going on over here. So Nicole, what do you think about the hub that we're getting here? Do you think it's gonna be fine? Do you think it's gonna be too congested?
So when you say hub, you're talking about kind of like the hub by the new tents from last year, right? Like a style like that. I guess in my head, I can't picture how that's gonna look back here, because like it's kind of small and tight, and they're gonna be doing the construction work on Rip Ride. So I don't know what that's going to look like, but to me it makes more sense to do it like in front of the stage than over here. So I think it might be a little messy, but I could be wrong.
I should also point out right here, the pre-party entrance is over this direction. In the future, because this video will be coming out after the event, make sure to do this pre-party. This is where a lot of the entertainment was yesterday. They had a bunch of meet and greets. We had characters from Ghostbusters. We had Doc, we had the dog. Like there were so many things. They had like snacks and things. This pre-party was where a majority of what I was hearing, the best stuff going on for the night was at. Look at this, the lights are testing right now on the food booth here at the Clown Cafe. So the lights on the bottom are like a purplish pink, and the top is like green. You can actually see the light testing. How cool is that? Except it's like super bright, so it's a little hard to see, but I think you guys can definitely pick that up on camera. But that's cool. So they're testing some of the lights here. I'll see if we can see some of the other lights testing. They weren't testing them last night, unfortunately. Nothing is going on here at the truck. Same electrical, everything looks to be the same. We do have some speakers over here at the florist. Right there, you can see we have speakers installed. I don't think the ladder is going to be part of the set here. You'll see another speaker up top there, so it looks like they've installed some big speakers over here. We have a speaker over here. I don't think this is quite installed. It looks like it is just in preparation because there are no wires hooked up and it's kind of laying in a weird direction. So they'll end up kind of turning that at some point. We do have some lighting that has been installed up top as well to kind of like point down over here. I need to show you guys something interesting here. So Lil Boo is actually on this paper. Can you guys find it? I'll give you like 3 seconds to see if you can find where Lil Boo is. Yeah, or you could pause and try it. But my guess is you probably won't find it. And let me show you. See those numbers right there? You turn it upside down. The 717-800, it's Lil Boo, but it's in the digits. So there you go. Lil Boo has shown up on the Mel's merch, but also some Lil Boo ears, and I think they light up. Let me see if I can figure out how. There we go. There's a little button on top, and they glow. Very cool. It is a plastic type of headband, so keep that in mind. It's probably gonna hurt a little bit on your head if you wear it for too long, but they are nice looking. I like that they kind of shift through colors. Let me see. Can we change it with the power button? Hold on. Let's see with the button. No, so it's just either blinking or it's off. So there you go. Also be careful. I just like cut my finger open trying to do that there. So yeah, it's a little tough back there. Now I don't think I pointed this out last time, but right down here we have these like kind of American banners. I don't think they were up like the first time we were around, but they did put them up the other day. So just want to point those out. And then also the barrel looks to be attached over here, so they're off the stage and now onto the side. On this side, they've also added the window here that will now have the display of the newspaper, which is always cool, but I want to show you guys a little secret over here. If you actually look right here, this is our tribute store that we will be getting. So the Museum of Antiquities presents the occult artifacts of the world, and this will be kind of the whole theme of this year, Pythos of Epimetheus. Down there, you can see it opens August 29th. That is opening day from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. right here in New York. So this is kind of a little teaser for our tribute store, which is kind of cool. Guys, I'm still bleeding. Holy cow. Let's walk through Sting Alley. You can see we have some of that toxic waste here on the fences now as we walk in. We have a barrel over here, supported back here. It might just be a support at that point, to be honest, but let's take a look at the food booth. Again, I think this is a food booth. I mean, that has to be, right? You've got the slime up there, you've got kind of the window. So I think this is going to be a food booth. Maybe it's a Toxic 20s themed food booth. So I did say that. I was like, there's a chance like they kind of themed this whole thing as one, and it kind of looks like that's what they're doing here. So I don't think this is going to be an IP-based food booth. I think it's going to be a Toxic 20s. Now this is the other side, and I'm curious to see, are they going to have it kind of one direction like they did before? They might or might not. Maybe you actually just order inside there. I don't know. I also like that they have the handprint right here. So that's kind of cool. But yes, as you can see, Sting Alley finally has a food booth, Toxic 20s themed, not an IP. So I was really hoping either Terrifier or Fallout. That's all right, at least we have a food booth in here, and I can always appreciate that. Now we are actually coming over here to first aid really quick because I'm gonna get a Band-Aid for my finger. It's just bleeding a lot right now, which again, feels weird. I felt nothing. But if you guys never knew, it's right here, right next to the Fast and the Furious. So if you guys ever need first aid, right here in the middle of the park, you got a location. Shout out to the Universal team for hooking us up with a Band-Aid. We're all good. But look at this. We have an Amity Police Department truck here. So they cleared out a lot of the Amity stuff here, but now has put in place a police truck, which is interesting because we're right here next to the party zone, which we're gonna take a look at, but this is brand new. Coming into Club Horror, it looks like we have Do Not Climb. We have a few stages here now set up, so I'm guessing we're gonna have some of the characters from around the park existing in here because there are a few stages. And here's another one right here. So it looks like, again, we've got three of them. We got this one, we got one over there, and then one over there to the right. They might add more. And now I'm wondering, like, is it actually gonna be a DJ up top, or are they gonna put like another character up there? Probably a DJ still, right? I don't know, I have no idea what's happening in this zone. It's still so crazy to me. But yes, we have some little stages over here. Also looks like right here, we have some cables being ran, or at least one cord right along this being hooked up down underneath. I don't think it's coming up to the actual fog machine, but something is being done and ran there. No extra lights or anything though. Now again, I do think these are going to be functional. I think you're going to have drinks that are coming out of here. I think we're gonna have like a pay station. Everything's gonna kind of work, and I think they're gonna have different drinks inside. That's my guess. I hope to see a lot more mocktails this year. I feel like a lot of people are looking forward to more and more mocktails coming every year. We'll be covering that obviously in due time. But yeah, that's about it here for Club Horror. So with these fog machines and the speakers throughout here, I know some of you guys have actually predicted that we might see art roaming in this area, because we do know we're gonna have roaming arts this year. So this could be an area that they utilize for art to kind of like walk along this path. Again, this is not really an area that anything goes on, so maybe this year as you're walking through, art is just kind of creeping around. We do need to make sure that we don't bombard the art with like social media stuff, because if you're following art around the whole time and nobody leaves his side, the whole spooky element is kind of removed. From what I hear, back in the day when Jack was kind of roaming around, people would like follow it around like crazy if he was on the golf cart or wherever, and it almost like ruins that experience and kind of like that horror side of things. So if you see art, you might want to like let him kind of spook people out. Maybe don't follow him the whole time, just kind of like let that scare happen. I know that the roaming characters like that, it's gonna get a lot of attention, social media buzz, things like that are gonna be happening. But again, if it is possible, just try and let him, you know, exist in his element to kind of like get those scares that those scare actors are practicing really hard for. So Nicole wanted to pick up an ice lolly right now, but we're saving good money right now for these AP discounts,
yeah,
right?
I think we saved $2.25 on the popsicle right now, which is really nice.
So there's a big discount going on right now for AP holders. The ice lolly is actually, I think, Nicole's favorite butterbeer treat that you can get in all of the Wizarding World, right?
It is. I feel like for the longest time it was the frozen butterbeer, but sometimes the frozen butterbeer is just so heavy This is really nice. I remember when we first had it, it was almost coconutty, but I would highly recommend, especially with these hot HHN nights coming up, a great way to cool off.
Also, I know a lot of you guys were asking about a few things in Hollywood. I don't know a ton of details for Hollywood. I would assume anything pertaining to the IPs you could expect on both coasts. So the Five Nights Pizzeria, I would expect on both coasts. The Roaming Arts, I would expect on both coasts. Things like that, I would assume will be on both coasts, but I can't guarantee it. Guys, I found my new angle for the bathroom. Look at this. You come on the stairs over here, you could see right in. So now we could see a better angle. It looks like there's still construction over there. It's looking good though. Little up top bathroom update. Now we didn't have much of lighting going on around the park like I was saying for HHN, but last night we did see some testing going on for Nightmare Fuel. Unfortunately, by the time we actually got over here, the lighting was kind of like done. The testing was kind of just like basic, but we saw it kind of like out there as we were walking up, and it was a bunch of lights. I think it's actually going to be a pretty good show this year. Here's a little bridge update for you guys. It looks like not too much has changed over the weekend so far. Again, maybe they take the weekends off, but we're still missing the railings over there. The whole floor is pretty much done, it looks like. So I think just at this point, just the railings, and I think that would be it. But we're going to come up to another area with some more stages and things like that. But for right now, I am going to insert a clip from last night about the Mel's die-in experience. So they had some roller skaters and things out there, and they were kind of skating around. I hadn't seen it before, and I think it's almost going to be a little bit of a teaser to what we're going to see for the Mel's die-in experience with the roller skaters. Now, at one point, one of them said, "See you in the fog." So there's a chance that whoever that was, they might also be performing as one of these zombies at some point. But yes, it was very cool to see. I'm excited that the potential is there, and I think it's actually going to be really cool. I don't know if they're going to exist only in front of Mel's or if they're going to be roaming around more. But again, either way, I'm just going to put in that clip and you guys can kind of see what was going on last night. I think it's going to be, like I said, a little teaser to what we're going to get for HHN. I think we're getting a sneak preview of HHN zombies right now. They're out on skates in front of Mel's. Also yesterday out here they were doing a little meet and greet with the pig from Animal Actors. Unfortunately they kind of like rotated them and the lines were very long last night for the meet and greets, but it was still kind of cool. So last night this whole area, I mean it was what, pitch black?
It was, you couldn't see anything. It was so dark. I've never seen it so dark in here.
It was crazy how dark it was, but we ended up walking through here and it was kind of creepy, right?
It was. I was almost waiting for someone to like jump out and scare me, even though it's not open yet. I was like on my toes a little bit.
Yeah, so like we were coming through here. Again, it's gonna be lit up because there are lights up here. You could see that they're kind of like covered, but it was creepy walking through here last night. Like I said, it was dark and I was like, oh man, it is. Yeah, you're gonna get got through here. Also, this glows in the dark. We tested it last night. We held the light up to it and it glows in the dark. So kind of unique. Also, it smells a little bit like cat litter in here. Do you smell that? A little bit?
Something in here, yeah.
So I don't know what. It smells a little bit like cat litter in here. Oh, they have also added another toy right here. That's
Bear.
new. And bear, yeah, this wasn't here last night. They added another leash with Koa over here as well. They've added a lot of leashes out here, by the way. So definitely come through, take a look. I'm sure you could find probably your own pet's name somewhere riddled throughout. Oh, look at this. We have another fog machine hiding right behind the fence. This is also new. They've now hidden it here with some of the grass. Also, let's talk a little bit about the hurricane heading this direction. I think we're going to be okay, hopefully. If you guys haven't seen, there was Tropical Storm Erin that got upgraded to a Hurricane Category 2, I feel like overnight. And then over last night, it went from a Category 2 to a Category 5 within hours. However, I think it is going to miss the US. I think it's kind of like circling back into the ocean. I don't think we're gonna have any landfall, but again, that's always a little like nerve-wracking because again, we're just 2 weeks away from opening night. We know that the last time a major hurricane came through, unfortunately, the Lagoon show was taken out for basically 2 years. So I'm hoping that, again, it just kind of goes up, stays out in the ocean and no issues. But if you guys are not aware, yeah, Hurricane Erin, Category 5, heading this direction, but all the models are showing it's kind of like stay east of the US. So let's hope. I just had to point out, I know it's, well, That might be corn. Is this corn? I think that's corn right there. So that's why I had to point it out. Obviously, the HHN tradition of corn and hurricanes are right here. Now, probably our last big change for updates is right here inside of Battery Park. You can see 2 stages, similar to what we had last year. I think we're gonna have characters from like the houses or whatever existing inside of this area. Outside of those stages though, everything else here looks to be the same. Since we are only doing houses for our hype list, Nicole, out of all the scare zones, which one are you most anticipating right now?
I feel like you don't even have to ask me that question. You know the answer.
Is it the cat lady?
Obviously, it's the cat lady.
Yeah.
100%, yes. I can't wait to see how that like comes to life.
Yeah. I might be the same. It's very, very close. And I think by the end of next week, I'll have more of a decision. But yeah, you might be right. I mean, cat lady, I mean.
Cat people.
Yeah,
But, like,
yeah, we do.
Together cool. And I feel like the scare zone in that section over there just like always works so well. It's such like a small section. They fill it up. It feels full. And I really like that.
Yeah, and I think this year too, especially with the addition to the end, I think it's going to be like even better. Yeah.
And the theme there is great too.
Obviously. Well, take a look at this. We have lights being shown here on some of the food booths. I'm going to show you. I did point out earlier the Clown Cafe had some, but it looks like the Firefly Funhouse has some lighting going on. Even the menu slots are lit up as well. Very cool. Take a look at the Clown Cafe now as the sun is going down. You can see the coloring pop on those light bulbs. You get that pink and purple hue. Again, menu is popping. Let's go. I am so glad we stayed. Came in a little later here. Now you guys get a nice look at the nighttime view. Look underneath too. They actually have an LED strip of some sort reflecting off. It's kind of hard to see right now. Again, it's not super dark, but oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It does look like we have heating lamps inside of the Clown Cafe as well. And we have some grills and stovetops here. Look at this clown right now. That is crazy. The lights on the eyes are red. You have all of the lights up top as well. Menus, again, are lit up. And down underneath, the tongue by the teeth actually are lit up as well. This is gonna look so good. Holy cow. Looks like Mel's die-in might be testing as well. I think the colors are a little twisted here, but it looks like the R and the V are swapped here. Mel's is also not lit up, and the other side is not doing this either, but yeah, a little Mel's die-in action. And finally, we have to take a look at this food booth here. Again, kind of a generic food booth, but we can see the lights, those green lights. You can see the stained glass there kind of reflecting through, and then obviously the menus. And again, underneath, some of that blue-green coloring that I think we're gonna be seeing this year, again, with the colors of the conservatory vibe. Super cool. I'm so excited to see these come to life. More importantly, I'm more excited to see those menu items. It is time to say goodbye to Rip Ride Rockit again. This ride closes tomorrow. We may come here off camera, but for today it will be at least our official on-camera last day riding this ride. Here we go. Last time scanning to rent a locker. Locker 60, that's me. Headache level, maybe 3. Not as bad. We requested front row. I do think that that helps. We wanted to get Rollin' by Limp Bizkit. They took it off of the menu. So Nicole looked it up, I looked it up, it was hard to find, and then she finally goes, I found it, it's 504. So we did 504, and then what song did we get?
We got some song we've never even heard of before, and the music like makes or breaks the ride. So I think we ruined our last ride on Rip Ride. What genre was it?
I don't even know. It was like a really casual rock, I think. So I guess your overall thoughts, Nicole, on the last ride. For me personally, I do feel like, again, I'm good to see this ride leave. I don't have any interest in it. I grade out like 70% of the ride, get a headache with it. I'm ready for something new, but I know Nicole has different thoughts.
I'm really sad about it. I think like Rip Ride is just this iconic piece of the park that you walk in and you see, and you have the lights and the music, and it's like the only big coaster on this side of the park. And I understand that it's being replaced with another coaster, but I still think it's really sad that it's leaving. I think it's gonna be a sad HHN season without it. I think next year without it's gonna feel dull again, and I like the ride. I mean, I get a headache sometimes, but it doesn't make me as sick as it makes others, and I'm really gonna miss Rip Ride.
Well, there you go. 2 differences on the same attraction. again, I mean, we'll still miss it at the end of the day, but again, I'm excited for the future. It will be weird without it coming to Halloween Horror Nights this year. Now, again, thank you guys for hanging out with us here at Universal Studios. As I did mention, today wasn't full of updates. We were doing some AP stuff, saying goodbye here, a few things like that, not a ton going on. We'll see what next week brings. I feel like we're so close at this point. I don't know how much else we could do. But again, they continue to surprise us every single day. But yeah, we'll be back on Monday with hopefully some more updates. And then we'll have some of our other videos coming out. We have our preparation video coming. We have our hype list and a few other things getting ready for opening night. Either way, if you guys did enjoy hanging out with us here at Universal Studios, please give this video a thumbs up. And guys, thank you so much for being here.